was on approximately Apple and 14 other platforms.
Holy crap.
I believe it was 5 separate craft. That's some straight UFO shit right there.
That's when I started seeing all of the lights and the contact that I've been witnessing. I just kept filming and looking up at the sky, and it just started happening more frequently.
Look, what is that? What is that? What was that?
Hi, I'm Heather McLaren, ASDP ufologist from Scotland, and you're watching Inside Podcast with Donald Ledesma.
UFO and out there in the, all over the skies. I've been noticing lately on a lot of these podcasts. There goes, my audio came back on. It's just been kind of strange, so many people are seeing so many different things. And thank you guys for coming to the show today, just kind of listening real quick. It won't be very long today. I just want to just show you all a couple of videos today. And I am going to show you some videos, and I'll show you some, just a little bit of topics that are coming up on, kind of aliens and in the news today, with science, because actually science is starting to get really caught up with extraterrestrials. Now, I know we have some people out there. I had some trolls on Rumble, one or two a while back ago, and they were saying, "Man, you need to find Jesus, man." I know, I get it. There's people that they're gonna like what I'm doing. There's gonna be people that they hate what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to get the information out to you guys. And that's what I told them. I was like, "Look, man, this is about getting the information out to you. It's informative, right? And it's just like anything else. It's like a news for ufology, and that's what Alien Strand is about. Hey, I see you guys out there. Thank you guys for coming up here in the live chat. Let's see. I hope the sound is coming through now. Yep, I see a thumbs up there. Yeah, I just had a little issue here. I don't know what happened, but I seem to my audio interface is starting to act kind of weird, man. And once I start doing that, it's time to change it, man. It's time to change it. But we're actually listening on audio as well. So we are live on the Spreaker podcast on audio. So if you guys are catching us out there, please listen to us on audio. You can catch us on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, CastBox. You can even ask Alexa to play you some Alien Strand podcast, man. Because I've been giving some pretty good stories on the audio. So last two, I did some pretty good, nice little stories of information and, of the past, because I love to do a lot of past stories. If you guys haven't caught up with that, please go to the audio, go catch up to that as well. Now, it's been a lot of, like I said, a lot of things going on in the audio world and the video world. And how do we put UFOs and the aliens together, right? Lately they've been I usually don't see a lot of alien, like extraterrestrial videos, pictures or things, but lately we've been catching a lot of that lately. It's there's been some people throwing some stuff out there that looks pretty real to me. It looks kind of intimidating too. It's kind of scary looking, if you kind of think about it. Those little extraterrestrials, they don't look very pretty. At least the ones that we know about, right? Those are the ones that I'm talking about. And those are the ones with the little round heads and everything, just like my stickers here. See that? Bam, bam, bam. I got plenty of those, and I'm going to give away to a lot of folks as well. So anyway, yeah, it's just it's talking about the extraterrestrials and what people are seeing up there lately. Now, there's been a couple of small videos out there floating around, and there's one, I believe, just recently. This one came up over a home, right? This video, and it was strange, but it's the saucer shape that we are always seeing, right? But this one is like directly almost on top of this house. And it just kind of blew me away. It's going to loop a little bit, but I want you guys just to kind of see what this thing is, right? Because it was strange to me. But let me throw it up on video real quick. You people on audio right there, it's a UFO, like dusk or maybe dawn, right over this home, and somebody's talking. I don't know if it's in Spanish or what, but they're kind of saying, "Hey, Mom, I see something on top of this on top of the house." So check this out.
Mama! Jia Tizu! Mama! Jia Tizu!
I like the mom in the background. What? That's just like our kids, like they do. But hey, man, that's a really cool video. If you guys are watching out there, it's fast, and it doesn't fly away or anything. This thing's just hovering over this house. Is it me, or these things are just getting closer and closer, man? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Are they abducting people in broad daylight? Hey, maybe. Maybe, I've had a lot of friends on Alien Strand Disclosure Project. Actually, I've been doing a lot of, we have this little chat room, right, where we talk. And it's just us from ASDP, right, Alien Strand Disclosure Project. And these are like our representatives, and they see stuff every day because they are contactees as well, right? And they've been catching stuff over the United Kingdom, up there in Ireland as well. Even Chris Hamill up there in Australia. They've just been, all this good stuff every day. And I get from William Haynes, people just send me stuff every day. I'm the UFO man. Not the guy that's on Facebook, but I am that guy. Everybody, when somebody spots a UFO or alien, they send it to me right away, right? Because they want me to check it out, and I send it to the group, and a lot of times they analyze it the best way they can, right? And we can just kind of do the best we can on analysis. Sometimes we can get it. Sometimes we can't, right? Rodney Thomas says, looks like a Starship Enterprise. Yeah, it does. It does kind of look like that, right? But hey, it's freaked somebody out where he was calling his mom, man, like, hey, Ma, what is that? What is that? Let me play it again.
Mama! Jia Tizzle! Mama! Jia Tizzle!
I just love that. Oh my God. But hey, she probably didn't get to see it. You know how moms are. They're either going to be washing the dishes or, cleaning the rooms or mopping or doing whatever. And she's like, you do whatever. Hey, it is what it is. It's comedic to me, right? It's a little funny, but I just love the way she talks in the background. Now, we always talk about how these extraterrestrials are out there, and we never really talk about is anything piloting these things, right? And I've said this over and over so many times to you guys that there's always something a pilot in these things, right? We always just think about the UFO. Ooh, look at the UFO. Ooh, it took off that way. Go straight up, whatever. Right? And we see that, we catch it on video on our cell phones, we catch it everywhere, and we start taking photos and videos. But every once in a while, we'll get a little video of the inside of this little extraterrestrial on the inside, and sometimes this is what they look like, right? They'll look something like this, right? Or this, right? This is what they'll look like. But, and we can only imagine, what they are. And we've talked about Roswell. They've talked about Roswell since the Roswell crash, right? Over and over and over. And there's this gentleman, Dr. Leard. I've talked to him before. I've not talked to him, but I've posted things on my podcast about him before. He's passed away, but he was really good friends with Bob Lazar, Robert, right? And they talked about extraterrestrials and things like that, right? And there's this cool conversation that I found on Facebook, and I was able to just grasp it real quick, just maybe a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes of the conversation. It's a great conversation piece. You need to just listen to this guy real quick, and just listen to what he says. It might play it twice at the beginning for about 2 seconds, but it'll actually play the whole thing. So let's check this out real quick.
Rumors at Area 51 that there's at least one live alien living there.
There definitely is one live alien, regardless of what Bob says today. We're talking about Bob Lazar. During December...
Rumors at Area 51 that there's at least one live alien living there.
There definitely is one live alien, regardless of what Bob says today. We're talking about Bob Lazar. During December and January, December of 1988, January of 1989, when he was working up there, he sat right in that chair whenever he'd come back from the test site, and he'd tell me what he saw. And I'll never forget the January of 1989. I was sitting at that desk writing out checks, and he comes in, and he's a little fidgety. And after the first night that he got back from the test site, we never discussed anything in this room because they seemed to know everything that was going on. So he came in, sat down, and he looked fidgety, and he kind of went, let's go. So we went out in the back, and we stood in the alley, and I said, what? And he said, John, you will never know what it's like to see your first alien. I said, God, neat, how'd you see it? And he described the circumstances of walking down this hallway, being led by two guards, and going down the hallway and looking through this window. As a matter of fact, I have the original drawing that he drew this scene, and he said it was maybe a 12 by 12 window, and it had wires running through it, and he looked through it, and there was two scientists facing him in white lab coats, and the little gray talking to them. I said, could it have been a doll? Could it have been a midget? He said, no, John, it was an alien. And today, you ask Bob about that, he says, well, that's what John says, but I really don't remember myself, but I remember.
Okay. So and I don't know if you saw the interview with Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar and Cowbell. That's what I call him. Anyway, and he always says that. I really don't remember seeing it. I don't remember. But he told Lear straight up. This was an old recording of Lear before he passed, that he had seen this thing. Right? So did they do the fear-mongering and scare the living crap out of Bob Lazar to tell him, hey, you can talk about everything else, but you can't talk about that extraterrestrial, right? That is a strong possibility, man. Strong possibility. And I mean, because if they ask him today, even today, and he'll say he doesn't remember that. Or he'll say, I vaguely saw a little body, or I don't know exactly what it was, but he told Lear for the fact that it was one, right? And it doesn't get any better than that sometimes, but I know it's kind of hard to believe it without seeing it for yourself. But Lear is this guy. It was on point on everything, man. As far as all the back engineering things, this guy knew everything, man. He knew a lot of stuff about the industrial complex out there, right? And how do you just keep that away from the public, but by fear mongering or scaring the hell out of people, right? Don't do that, right? Or you might end up in a sand dune somewhere in the middle where nobody's going to find you. That's the way they did it back in the day, Today, well, it's an old story. Maybe the possibilities are still kind of there, as long as you don't touch on, step on anybody's feet of anything recent. This is how I see it, right? I see it in that sense. Now, can these extraterrestrials, I'm going to show you this other video, can these extraterrestrials kind of change their form, or maybe have this kind of predator look to them where they're sort of camouflaged? A lot of people have noticed this, that they are starting to get this kind of, silhouette, mind you, on their film or on their videos or on their cell phones or anything, right? Even on those high quality 4K or whatever, they're starting to grab this kind of silhouette looking thing where it's actually blended in with the background, or it looks like a mirrored effect, right? Is this possible, right? Well, here's this video from, I don't know if it's from Brazil, but check this out. You let me know what you think of this. Strange. You're going to see, this is broad daylight video, okay? You're going to see a tree. You're going to see something large falling out of this tree, right? But it's blending in with the background so well that somebody just happened to catch this, and they kind of play it a little bit, and they zoom. And so out there in audio land, this is what I just explained to you. Come back and watch the video on YouTube or on X or whatever, on Rumble. But let me show you this real quick. Wow. That is weird, man. That is weird. And I tried to go back and play it a little bit and, maybe slow it down a little bit. It just looks like something's falling, right? In a sense, like there's a body or a human form long ways coming down off of that tree. and it's kind of hard to make out what it is, but they use that intense music, you know, in the background. I wish sometimes, I know I do it myself sometimes, but sometimes I wish when it's an authentic video for them not to put all that music in the background so we can kind of hear exactly what's going on as these people film it. That's why I try to grab as many videos without the background music, but it happens, man. I know people are into the social media and, you know, we're content creators. Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. But, you know, as strange as that looked to me, and it maybe looked the same to you, what do you guys think about that? I mean, it's just kind of eerie. It's broad daylight, and this thing's just kind of falling off this tree. And it's not very high, maybe, what, about 15 feet off the ground, 20 feet? That's a possibility, man, that, you know, it might have been an extraterrestrial hiding in there. Maybe not. I don't understand these sometimes, you know. How can we really, in reality, how can we understand these? And that's the difficult part of everything in general, is trying to understand extraterrestrials, aliens, you know, UFOs, and how they they're in the they get here somehow. So they got to get here by these extraterrestrial craft, right? The UFO, they're inside of these things, you know. These UFOs do blend in very well with the clouds. I have shown videos of that over and over and over here on this podcast, of that exact moment when these clouds kind of twist and turn and tumble, and, you know, why not, right? Why not these things kind of blend in with everything? And there's a couple of guys out there, they're speaking today that say, hey, there are extraterrestrials walking among us, you know, some that are almost so human that you can't even tell who they are, right? He says, but some you can by the ears for some reason. I don't know how with the ears. They kind of try to explain that a little bit, but there's a way to, he says, if you know that there's okay, I'm just going to kind of go by what this guy said, right? This, that's been in the industrial complex, how you know that there's, if you think this person's an extraterrestrial, mind you, this is the way to do it. So if you're standing behind them or they're walking, you have to think real hard, right? Like a thought process. I know you're an extraterrestrial. He goes, and if they turn around and look at you, that instant when you did it, well, there you go. You have a real live extraterrestrial. They know that they can read thoughts very, very rapidly. So, I mean, how true is that? I don't know, because I haven't really seen this, right? I haven't seen it at all. And Rodney Thomas says that's some real Predator stuff, which was that alien, right? And it's crazy, man. Ryan Keaton's out there. How you doing, my brother? He says, hey, y'all, you know, and I was just kind of explaining that, you know, what these extraterrestrials are. How is it that you know if there's one out there? You know, they've actually said a few of them, you know, this is how you catch them. This is how you know that it's an actual extraterrestrial. Does this actual way work? Does it work? I don't know. I'm going to try it, though, right? If I think somebody's an extraterrestrial, because you can't really say alien anymore. I don't know, man. I was on this other platform. I think it's Reddit, or I don't know, something like that. One of those platforms. My title of my whole podcast and everything that I've ever made is called Alien Strand Podcast, right? They send me this email. Oh, you cannot use alien. Nope. We're going to have to go ahead and take you off or change it. So they blocked me. They actually blocked me because the name of my podcast, Alien Strand. You can't say alien. Sorry. All right. Alien definition being other than, you know, the territory, right? Let's just go ahead and put it that way, right? Other than where you're from, right? So if we say extraterrestrial, well, that'd probably be the right way, right? They're not from this world. We'll put it to you that way. They're probably from another planet. We can just say it that way. I might change my podcast to Extraterrestrial Podcast. There might be one out there already. But hey, you never know. I don't know. If you guys think that there's actual extraterrestrials walking around amongst us, you know, do you think there is? Hey, give me a thumbs up or yes or whatever. And if there's a way you can tell, please let me know. I would like to give that a shot and try it myself, right? hey, you never know. You never know. But, you know, these were some important factors that I was trying to show you today of, you know, what the possibility of these little extraterrestrials, whoever they are, right, whatever they are, like I said, they can look this way or they can look this other way. You know, we just see them as they are, right? And we just try to understand that if they look like this, well, that's just how they look. If some look more human than others, like Billy Myers, you know, these kind of Palladian looking, human looking people that were talking with him, and a lot of that film is incredible. I've seen some of that old stuff. It is incredible. To me, it just looks so real. It just blows me away when I see a lot of that stuff. Sean Hicks says, telekinesis. I've had an experience with Men in Black in St. George, Utah. Wow. That is scary. That is scary, man. If it was a Men in Black, they say those dudes are not real. I don't know. I've never seen one. I've seen that video of that one where that girl disappears when they go into her office. That was kind of scary. That was scary, man. And my thing is why? You know, why did they do that? Did she know something? Did she say something she wasn't supposed to say? Possibility, right? And this is what a lot of these podcasts are about. They're just informative, man. These are informative podcasts for you guys to see what's going on outside our atmosphere, right? And inside our atmosphere, because that's where a lot of these extraterrestrials seem to be coming in and out of. Now I have a screen here. I was gonna share with you real quick before I leave, and it's about how scientists are have come to be more, you know, acceptable to extraterrestrials that are visiting us, right? And these are like the scientific community, man, out there. They're just saying, hey, you know, it's getting out there, right? It's getting out there to where they're starting to say, well, I think we're being visited by something, right? And you know what? It's kind of strange to me. I don't know if you guys think the same way, but this is how I think. Now, when I was a kid growing up, everything like that, we had scientists out there. This is my screen. We had scientists out there just kind of, you know, thinking. We always thought that the scientists would know about extraterrestrials first, but actually, in real, today, they're the last ones to really want to acknowledge it, right? And we were thinking that the scientists were the ones they're the ones going to find it. They're going to find it. I'm talking back in the day, in the 60s and the 70s. You know, we were kids. Well, when I was alive, you know, and you know, we always thought that they were the ones that were going to find everything, right? And they were going to be more acceptable to what is out there in the outside of our atmosphere, in space, in the universe, right? If something came and visited us, you know, and this is what we thought, right? This is exactly what we thought. But today, no, they're more like, no, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. You know, I don't know if I want to do this. You know, I can't say it. You're going to ruin my reputation, you know, as a scientist, yada, yada, yada. What? Actually, they're starting to come around. Now, this is what this article is saying, right? That they're actually starting to come around a little bit more, you know. And, you know, this article is just pretty much telling you that, you know, people have been seeing these objects since the 1940s and the early 50s, a series of incidents, right? Which, of course, here we go. Roswell crash in New Mexico, you know, and it turned to be into a classified program, right? And then now they're, because of the recent balloon monitor that we had from China that they shot down, you know, it kind of gets people confused in what's going on, right? And it says right here under the continue, it says, since the decades, UFOs have often come to be dismissed by scientists. Here we go. Right? This is what I was talking about. As a province of wackos and unworthy study, the term UFO has a smirk factor to it, says Lane Boyd. This is an aerospace engineer of University of Colorado Boulder and director of Schools of National Security initiatives, right? So they're still saying that we're kooks, right? This just came out 3 days ago. Okay, so I'm just reading something to you that came out 3 days ago. They're still calling us crazy, by the way. All right. And they're saying government officials are trying to, change the attitude. They're about the biggest concerns, from UFO pilots to citizens who might have valuable information about potential threats to the aerospace. So this is what they're coming to the conclusion of, that we have a problem here, right? Because the pilots are starting to see these extraterrestrials more and more, or these actual UFO crafts coming closer and closer to our aviation world, which is, our airplanes, everything we have, helicopters, everything, right? This is what they're coming to. And it says, to help reduce the stigma, investigators refer UFOs as unidentified anomalous phenomenon, which is UAPs now, right? Which since 22, they called it that. They've been calling it that. And basically this whole article, they're saying they're forthcoming since 2022, and they've discussed with military commercial pilots, have left more comfortable with the reports now taken by close encounters, right? So now the pilots can say what they want, which we knew already. They're ready to do what they were going to do, right? But basically, and right here, I'm going to get to it real quick. It's pretty much telling you that where it says where UAPs occur, right? National UFO Reporting Center has a database of UAPs, including recent reports reported through its telephone hotline, the mail and hotline. The database includes almost 123,000 sightings in the United States since June of 1930 to 2022, right? Hey. This is what it's telling you, right? So they're starting to come to more of the conclusions of, yeah, here we go, right? Something's coming close to our aircraft. We don't know what it is, but we're going to call them UAP since 2022. But they're starting to they still call us kooks, by the way, like I just said earlier. And how do we not get them to not call us kooks anymore, right? But delivering the evidence as I'm doing here today with you, right? And this is how we do it, right? We share, and it's disclosure. Basically, that's what it is, man. It's disclosure. Let's see. Somebody said out there, Sean Hicks, he says, my friend encountered a reptilian at the dealership we worked at. He says she was buying a car, and he thought this lady might be reptilian. She looked at him instantly, and things got weird. Huh. Was that thing I was talking about? Hey, are you a reptilian when you think about it? Or are you an alien? Maybe, man. Maybe. It's like now, I don't know if you guys are getting it, what I'm getting, but a lot of these people from the industrial complex are starting to come out more, and they're starting to say, hey, okay, I can't say it, but there are some out there, right? And I'm going to show you how you can find out if it's real or not, right? Bam, there we go. I'm going to show you. So just think about it. If you know there's one, or if you think there's one, do your telekinesis, just kind of not telekinesis, but just kind of do a thought process. Are you one or not? Hey, I've always talked about the frequencies, how we're all connected, right? We're all connected together with frequencies, and that's how we can do CE5s, right? For like my little guidebooks, really thin. Check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Anyway, but it's because of the frequencies. We resonate frequencies. So why not, as if we do or we say something like that mentally or in our mind, that they can understand what we're saying? Because remember, they're more technically advanced than we are. Their mindset is way beyond ours. They're probably 100 times smarter than we are. They can probably open up things with their minds a lot more than what we can. Hey, that's the possibility that these things can exist. And do they exist? That's the thing, right? Is to get to people to understand that these things are out there. Now, I'm not here to make you believe. That's up to you to decide. I'm just providing the evidence, right? And that's what I was trying to tell the troll a couple of weeks ago. you know, I'm not here to make you believe, man. You know, I'm just giving you the evidence of what you think this possibly is, right? And you just never know. You just never know what you're seeing or what you're spotting up in the skies. You know, lately, look up at the skies. I know we're having meteor showers. We had one the other night. I missed it. Sorry, I was jamming on my guitar. But, you know, if you happen to catch those meteor showers, if you caught something else, hey, send them to Alien Strand Disclosure Project, send them to MUFON, send them anywhere. You know, show your evidence that we've seen something or you caught something on your camera. I know Starlink is out there. Now, this is Starlink. Kind of remember, it's going to have like a gap about this much, and they're going to look like stars going by, but they're in a perfect line, and they're all going in the same. So kind of remember, if you guys don't know what Starlink looks like at night, sometimes it looks like it's real close to the Earth, right? They are in our outer atmosphere, but it just looks like that. But they pass by so quickly. Within a minute, less than a minute, they'll be past your house. You'll see them that way, and we've mistaken them many, many times for UFOs, right? Now, it's the erratic movement. Now, if they're moving in a different way, different kind of patterns, they're coming towards you, things like that. That's when you kind of know that it's an extraterrestrial. Remember the blinking patterns? If it's erratic, if it's not just a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's going to pretty much going to be a plane or a helicopter. Now, if it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 2, you know, you get my point. That's what I'm saying. That's when you know it's going to be something different, and that's the signatures that these UFOs give off to us a lot. Now, Robert Bro, he was on our second film, the middle part 2. He just sent me some stuff, and this red blinking light is just doing these erratic, you know, signatures, right? And people have said, hey, have we tried checking Morse code? Maybe they're giving us some kind of code. I wish I knew how to read Morse code. I don't know if you guys do out there, but give that a shot. You know, let somebody know if maybe you've gotten some kind of a message from the blinking light, or ask the extraterrestrial through your frequencies of contact to, you know, give you to talk to you that way, if it's possible. If you are making contact at night, some people use laser pointers, things like that. Great, you know, just don't point them at airplanes. Don't do that. They'll come and arrest you that fast. All right. So I seen it. I should have put that video today, but I can't find it on my phone. I'll find it for the next one. But anyway, there's just many ways of making contact, or just to figure out, just to kind of tell people these things do exist. All right. There's so many people that are not open-minded. They're just kind of closed-minded to what these things possibly are. And we're here just to find disclosure, find out exactly what these things are in reality, and they exist among us as human beings. We are human beings. We should stop separating ourselves from colors and all kinds of stuff. We are human beings. We're all together, human, right? So, and that's how we should see things, because when the crap hits the fan, that's exactly what we're going to be. We're going to be working together, and we're going to be human, right? And I'm talking if something disastrous happened, and that's just the way it is. That's the truth of it all, man. So as far as the extraterrestrial thing, you know, do you believe that these things are out there, you know? And if these things are still there, like we have a friend, her name's Shauna Gilmer out there in Ohio. She moved, right? And these things followed her. And they tormented the hell out of her, and they still do every once in a while, right? And we're still trying to figure out how to deter her situation from these things, whatever they are. Now, they might plant an implant on you or things like that, right? To where they're going to follow you wherever you go, or there's something about you that they like, right? It might be your blood, might be your family lineage, which is part of your family lineage, things like that, to where, or you were just chosen, right? It's just something about you they like. And some will put some major damage and drainage on you, mentally and physically, right? Some won't. Some just want to know who you are, and they just kind of want to, you know, communicate somehow. Remember, there's thousands of these different kind of species out there. There's not just, you know, 1 or 2 or 3. No, there's maybe hundreds, I don't know, that have come visited here that they've taken records of. as far as what kind of extraterrestrials they really are. Some human looking, some lizard looking, some, there are a lot of the little grays. There's a lot, and the tall ones, and there's some that are 6 foot to 9 foot tall. These grays, they're skinny, slim. These are the older ones, right? They say those live to 600 to 900 years, right? It's kind of hard to even kind of believe it in a sense, because we're reading and we're taking in all the information, but it's seeing these things is what's making us believe, right? And that's what my films are about. Seeing is believing, and that's why I put the proof out there for you guys to see, right? Because this is what these people are experiencing. And of course, the middle 4, I'm already on editing. I'm almost, I'm getting there. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna release it by the end of this year for sure. But anyway, the middle 3 will be coming out here in a couple of weeks. Check out your Amazon Prime. It'll be there. And that's the next one. It hasn't come out yet, right? So if you guys really like the middle series that I've been putting out, go check those out, man. You might learn a little bit from it. And you might like it, you might not. Hey, I don't know. Some people liked the Titanic. Some people didn't. So Ryan Keaton says they tune into the universe. Yes, they do. Let's see. Heather says she's not alone. They also follow me. Wow. And Chelsea says yes, they are specialists. Wow. And this is what they go to. There's these groups, special groups out there just for people that engage in extraterrestrials daily. Believe it or not, there is out there. Even if you believe or you don't believe, just go look at their stories. Or if you think that something's happening to you, you just don't understand, go check out these groups out there on Facebook or any other platform out there, that you might find that may help with your situation, to where you share this information, because they're not going to make fun of you, right? They're not going to think that you wear a tinfoil hat or call us crazy like that thing I just read, right? Some of them still think we're nuts, right? I don't. I believe a lot, and there's some people out there that'll throw some hoaxes out there. I get those too. Don't think I don't think about that. I keep those really close to where, all right, I'm gonna find out if you're pulling my leg, and if you are, I'm gonna make sure everybody knows you're pulling my leg. And we do that. We do that with our trolls, with our Aliens Transclosure Project. We know when somebody's pulling our leg. We know when they're not, right? So, and it should be that way, right? Because we're just trying to get the information out there to as many people as possible without you guys calling us nuts. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little podcast today. I decided to get one out today. I hadn't put one out in a while. And I'll be getting, maybe one every once in a while. Check us out on Patreon. My audio podcasts, I am doing though. Okay. It won't be so much of the video. I do a lot of audio podcasts. So go and check those on Spreaker, on Patreon. Go join me on Patreon. It's free. You can catch a lot of my audio podcasts there. That way you don't have to look for it so much everywhere. But hey, it is what it is. We sometimes it overwhelms people. You know what I'm saying? The extraterrestrial thing, you have to kind of back off a little bit, because it does overwhelm you a lot. To where people just don't understand that. As long as I've been doing this, and people reach out to me every day. It does bring my vibe down a little bit. Not my mojo. I still got that, but it's kind of like it just drains you, man. It drains you, and they don't mean to do it, but it just happens to where sometimes you have to back off a little bit, and then just do it a different way, and kind of show people that my love for extraterrestrial disclosure. And UFO disclosure is there. It'll always be there. I'll never let that go. Sometimes people just do get a little overwhelmed by it, and which I do understand, and I hope everybody does as well. Sometimes you got to back off from it a little bit. Put the phone down for a while. Go do something with the family out there. You only live once, right? Make it count. It's not always about the phone and everything like that. Get out there, go camping if you can. It's hot down here in South Texas, man. I don't know how you camp down here in South Texas. You got to be inside all the way till 9 o'clock at night. That's how bad it is. So it's bad. It's bad. So I know up north it's starting to cool off a little bit. I wish I lived up there. I do wish I lived up there. But, go spend some time with the family sometimes. Put your stuff down and go enjoy life, man. Go out there and go see some mountains. I've seen there's this girl, her name's Lily Nova. I think she just part of the group and everything, and they went out there to the Grand Tetons. They went to go see Yellowstone. They were gone for like 2 weeks, man. I mean, that is awesome to go out there and go do that, for just be camping and exploring and enjoying beautiful scenery. Oh my God. I was like so jelly because I want to go back out there. I passed through there, but I never got to stop because I was on a mission, right? Like the Blues Brothers, mission from God. But I was on a mission to make these films, right? So I had to be there by a certain time. I couldn't stop anywhere. But, yeah, it's like Ryan Keaton. Go to the river. Go check it out. Go float down the river, man. We got a few of those down here in South Texas. A place called Gardner State Park. That's a beautiful place. I love that place. I mean, it's nice. It's cool at night. That's a great place to go. But sometimes you got to get away, enjoy life a little bit. I know the work can be so hectic to us sometimes, but take your phone or your video camera. You might just catch a UFO at night. It's a catch-22, man. It's a catch-22. Sorry, that's just me. But all right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. I will close out with my. I'm just gonna have my little commercial. I'm gonna ride with that on the way out. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. Just love one another. Be kind to each other. Go out looking for some extraterrestrials. Send us the footage. Send whoever you can footage. We'll love to see it. We'll love to broadcast it on this. You want to be on this podcast, give me a call. I'll throw you on. You want to tell a story, anything like that, be glad to have you on, all right? Till then, you guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. And have yourselves a good night. Don't forget, Alien Strand Podcast. Give me a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to say goodbye to Starbucks and say hello to Rumble 1775 Coffee. Unlike other brands, this coffee backs up free speech and it's unapologetic about it. 1775coffee.com. Use promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription. This coffee comes in medium and dark roast. It also comes in peaberry, which is similar to Kona coffee. In other words, this stuff in the live chat or description, it'll follow directly to 1775.com. Use promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off today.